to Oakland's Historic Home Museum. It is located at 900 North Manny Avenue in Rutherford County, Tennessee. The mansion you see today looks nothing like the original. Some may find it hard to believe that this historic mansion was once a two-room brick cabin nestled away in Rutherford County. Oakland's mansion started out as some land that Ezekiel White was given for his service in the Revolutionary War. He had no use, however, for land in Tennessee, so he sold it to his commanding officer, Dr. James Manny, whom was married at the time to Sally Mercury Manny. As you can see here, there are many different types of brick used in the home. This is because the home was changed many times during the 1800s. In the 1820s, the Mannys attached a two-story addition. Sadly, soon thereafter, Sally Manny died, leaving Oakland's to Rachel Adeline Cannon Manny, who was his son's, Louis Manny's, wife at the time. He did this because Louis Manny was very sick with tuberculosis. Louis and Adeline worked for 3 years to bring this home to its grand splendor. Many important people stayed at the Oaklands, including Jefferson Davis, who was the Confederate president, John Bell, who ran against Lincoln in the presidential race, and Sarah Childress Polk, who is the President James K. Polk's wife. The Mannys did not get to enjoy their home for very long because the war had begun. On June 13, 1862, Forrest Murfreesboro raid took place, and that took place on Oakland's front lawn. Please welcome Elizabeth Henniger.
The Mannys had the Northern troops, under the command of Colonel Duffield, camped out on their grounds. Forrest's raid took place in the morning, and the Manny children were actually able to watch it from the front window of the home.
Colonel Duffield was wounded in the fight, and even though he was the enemy, he stayed for 1 month in Oakland's. He was given all the hospitality he could possibly manage. As a reaction to the end of the war, the Mannys had no slaves, and this eliminated their main source of income. To stay afloat, the Mannys sold whatever land possible, including the land that made Manny's Addition the first Murfreesboro subdivision. This is a map of Oakland's plantation. This map gives you a good idea of where everything was on the plantation. In the upper left-hand corner, you can see the slave cabins along with the fields in which they would work every single day. Soon, the Manny family would lose everything you see here, including the slaves that they had once owned. Here is Elizabeth Henniger on the subject.
In the 1880s, the Mannys were in so much debt that they were unable to keep the home any longer, and Adeline made the decision to sell it, and she moved down the road to Big Holly. The people who bought the home were the Darrow family, and they lived in it through the early 1900s.
The family that bought the house from the Darrow family was the Roberts family, and they sold it to the Jetton family. Unfortunately, the Jetton family could find no one to buy the house from them. In the 1950s, the home was vandalized and desiccated almost to the point of ruin, until a local realtor came by and bought the house. The real estate agent was stuck with this house until the city found it. The city gladly bought this land because they planned to use it for low-income housing. On the other side of this fence lies Oakland Mansion. This gives you an idea of how close the housing got. It is 20 feet away from the historic home. This is a picture from the historic book Hearthstones. It tells me that in 1930, a group of ladies had recently become interested in Tennessee's local history, and in order to protect the home, they revolutionized the way Tennessee looks at historic homes. The group repaired most of the house themselves. In here, you can see all of these rooms were refurbished and changed to their original state. Even some of the mantels were found across town and repositioned onto the wall. Most of the crown molding on this arch had to be redone, except for one side. So it's a mystery which side is the original. The story of Oakland's mansion is a beautiful tale of a home and family that were revolutionized as the nation changed. Unbeknownst to them at the time, the reform began right in their front lawn. Today, visitors can tour the home and witness these many changes. After all, it's the little occurrences that got us where we are today.